What's happening, Rude Nation? This is the silky smooth, soulful tunes of the RudeBoyz, and we're welcoming you to the RudeBoyz Power Hour. This sexy voice you're hearing right now is Sherm.
I'm Tom.
And I'm sick. I lost my voice, so I apologize. But we're fighting through this laryngitis for you, Rude Nation.
Sounds fantastic.
I know. So, that's all I got. What do you got, Tom? What have you been up to? How you been, buddy? How's everything?
Everything is going pretty well.
All right, sweet.
So, what's in your mouth?
Who's in my mouth?
Yeah.
I got some land shark.
Land shark?
Left over from last time we were drinking land shark.
Yeah.
Shows you how well I cycle through the beer I have in the fridge.
Yeah.
Land shark lager, island style. Last time I had this, I believe I had it with tequila. It was a couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
So this is tequila less, thank God.
Actually, that might help your throat, though.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
I think it'll kill all the bacteria and shit, or whatever's in there?
Sure.
I don't know anything about
Take a
medicine.
Take a swig of alcohol somewhere.
Somewhere?
Yeah.
Like, on a plane? Who's in your mouth?
I got our old standby, the champagne of beers.
We really should work on that sponsorship deal.
Yeah.
I mean, that would
Seriously.
be fantastic.
Come on, Miller. You owe us.
Every 2 weeks, get like a case delivered. That'd be good.
To each of our places.
Right. Did you just take a swig without clinking?
I did.
You did?
Because I'm thirsty.
All right. Well, let's clink it up then.
Clink it up.
That was a good clink.
It was.
This is a good drink.
That's it, yes.
So, I'll do some Blitzkrieg news, maybe.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Nice.
What do you think about that, Rude Nation?
Let's do some Blitzkrieg news. Alright, so we actually are very quiet in the video game front.
Yeah, this is weird. Yeah, nothing real
nothing,
notable
yeah.
as per recording, I should say. We're recording a little earlier in the week because we got some festivities planned for the weekend.
Yeah.
But, yeah, not a lot of game news. So, what else we got? I'll probably just cut that out.
We
Go
got,
there you go, champ.
we got... we got in comics another Marvel relaunch.
So this is what is this called now? This is called Marvel, because they had Marvel Now and Marvel
Right.
Legacy.
Right.
And now what is this called? Just called Marvel.
It's just another relaunch. It's just them, hey, look, we're gonna just keep shoving pretty much the MCU, like, down the fans' throats.
Right. Okay.
Because we've said it before, movies are now influencing the
Right.
comics.
Right.
Like, I think, the Avengers team is going to be Doctor Strange, Captain America, Iron Man, Thor,
I saw Ghost Rider was in the mix.
Black Panther, Ghost Rider, I want to say Spider-Man and Wolverine. So, like...
I think like Old Man Wolverine, yeah, something like that.
Old Man
Logan,
Old
yeah.
Man Logan. God, I hope it's...
Not a fan of Old Man Logan?
I never was.
Really?
Like,
Okay.
I liked the book.
Okay.
And then, I don't know.
Like that, it was just, it should have ended there.
Yeah, exactly.
understand.
And then they brought him back with the whole Secret Wars.
Right, okay.
Yeah, Battle World,
Battle
Secret
World,
Wars.
Right, okay. What about, so is this Tom Soapbox or no? Tom Soapbox worthy?
No!
Do you really care that much? Like, do you buy single issues anymore?
I really
Or
don't.
is it all about the trade paperbacks?
Yeah, I get the collections.
That's
because
fair.
I can't afford doing weekly. Like,
it's
like there were
tough.
times where, me and my brother, we used to go to the comic book shop and we'd be like, all right, you're going to get Marvel or you want to get DC this week? And we're looking at the other's hands and we're like, fuck, I got to get Marvel because there's a lot of Marvel, or shit, I'm getting DC. And it just got to be way too much.
Right.
Because everything has a book, like Claw of Wolverine, Web of Spider-Man, or, and it was just, not as bad as in the 90s when they had, 4 Spider-Man titles, 5 X-Men titles,
Right.
it was ridiculous, so.
Okay.
It's just, pumping the nerds.
Sure, okay.
more and more.
And that's been the Ramble Zone.
Right?
My Grandpa Tom.
Ramble on.
All right, Blitzkrieg news. Come on. Keep it up. Keep it up. Go ahead, go.
Joss Whedon returning to write Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 12 for Dark Horse Comics.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, that is cool because, you know, they did, he's the one that, you know, started Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 8.
Right.
Then he left to go work with Marvel. And that's awesome that that he's coming back.
Yeah, that's cool.
We also got, alright, jumping to movies. We got Sonic the Hedgehog movie to race to theaters November 15th, 2019.
You like that, didn't you?
Yeah.
You like that ad.
God, I hate you.
It's supposed to be live action. Well, live action / like CG, like the hotly anticipated Detective Pikachu movie.
Oh, God.
Or the Rocky and Bullwinkle movie.
Ooh. With Jason Alexander, right?
Yeah, Jason Alexander, Robert De Niro was up in the mix.
Who's
I don't know. What's the next
I
thing?
think Rene Russo was
Rene Russo
was in that too.
Okay.
I think.
All right.
I don't know. We got Jurassic.
So Rocky and Bullwinkle were in it. Also.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, who played them?
They were the titular characters. They
Yeah.
were cartoons. I don't know.
Yeah.
Fictional characters. Nobody played them. Maybe they were voiced by somebody. I don't know. Or mocapped. That movie didn't have mocap. What else do we got?
You were rambling. I was just going to let you keep going about Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Jurassic World 3 slated for...
Actually, no, something else about Rocky.
Yes.
All right, Jurassic World 3 already has a release date.
Of 6/11/2021.
Right. Yeah. They got a lot of high hopes for Jurassic World, the second one.
The end of volcanoes or something like that.
Chris Pratt runs from dust. Yeah.
Yeah. Chris Pratt runs from
Yeah.
dust. We're going to go on to Chris Pratt after Blitzkrieg news.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's part of your fantasy. But,
No, you freak. More Joss Whedon news.
Okay.
Joss Whedon not doing a Batgirl film. The DC extended universe is just circling that drain.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just like it's just.
So Joss Whedon was supposed to. He came in for Batman vs Superman, right?
Yes.
Or Justice League, whatever the fuck.
No, Justice League.
Okay.
Yeah, to pick up where Snyder.
Right. Okay.
Left.
Right. Okay. And then they were like, "Oh, hey, you should write this Batgirl."
Right.
movie."
Yeah,
Okay.
but there were issues like, he couldn't come up with anything.
Right.
And then they were like, well, let's do this. And he's like, no, let's do this. And they just couldn't see eye to eye. And
That was a thrilling recap of what happened. A nice dramatization of what happened
That's-
at Warner Brothers Studios right there.
that I'm sure, well, look, Warner Brothers is circling, like I said, so.
I don't know about that.
Well, the DC
Yeah, sure.
extended universes.
All right, cool. So another DCU movie in flux.
Yep. But
Take a shot, Rude Nation. You'd be dead.
I did see, though, that they showed Aquaman to a couple of people on the Warner Brothers lot,
All right.
and even though it didn't have all the CGI and shit done, apparently it was getting really good reaction, really good reaction. So, I mean, he really was one of the best parts of Justice League.
Okay.
So, Infinity War runtime revealed 2 hours and 30 minutes.
This is the longest MCU movie to date.
Yes.
Or I guess when it happens to date.
Exactly.
So, man, that's good. I mean, you got a ton of fucking characters and you've got 10 years of films to kind of tie into it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they got to give it some time. They got to give it some breathing room. So,
you
we'll see there. We'll get it. We'll have a special Power Hour episode about that. Don't you worry. Coming up when the movie comes out.
I make sure everyone gets their time.
Yeah, exactly. Gotta get the hits in.
We also got Mark Hamill wants a role in Guardians 3. James Gunn wants him in.
Yeah,
too.
James Gunn told him to slide in them DMs and I guess talk about making that happen. And dude, I love that shit. When thanks to social media, actors can just talk to high profile directors.
Sure.
and like these wonderful like fan casting, like just can happen. You know what I mean? Like just because it's like, yeah, that's a cool idea. I want to get on board on that project.
Right.
Oh, I totally would love to have you on board on that project. Let's make it happen. The end.
Right.
That was a good dramatization. If I ask over at Marvel Studios.
Actually, I think that was probably a conversation that happened on Twitter, not in Marvel Studios.
Huh. Yeah, you got a good point.
Yeah.
All right, I stand corrected. All right, what else we got?
In TV, we got new reboot series on Netflix.
Yeah, you ever watch Reboot, Tom?
I did.
Okay.
It was, what, Channel 7 it used to be on? And
It bounced around so
yeah.
many times, man.
It got really fucked up.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Once
Once it was hitting on like on Cartoon Network or Toonami at the time, like they really, and they got a couple more seasons under their belt. They were really able to branch out and do, and obviously the technology got better.
Yeah.
They were they were able to do better things, darker storylines, and yeah, that show started off like so fun and loose and fan and like, you know, wow, look at this. It was the first not live action. It was the first computer generated 100% cartoon.
Yeah.
On a Saturday morning television program.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, like, what was it?
I'm just
You're out
aghast by that sentence I just said.
Yeah.
Wow. Sorry.
If I remember correctly, didn't they like...
I have a scouter on right now.
Jesus, I hate you.
I know. Where's the button?
Didn't they...
Hang on, I'm going to look at Tom's power level right now. Pathetic. All right, continue.
Oh, ouch. Didn't they, like, kill the main character off and then, his, little kid sidekick got all, messed up? Like,
short answer, yes.
From what I remember.
We gotta keep this Blitzkrieg. But yeah, short answer, yes. Alright, so the thing is, though, with this show, this is on Netflix.
You're playing with a goddamn scouter and you're saying we gotta keep it Blitzkrieg.
Do what I say, not what I do.
Okay. Fucking this guy.
The thing is with this new reboot show is it's half CG, half live action.
They love doing that shit.
I guess it's half of a show. You know what I mean? Like, it's not fully computer graphics, so it's cheaper to make.
Sure.
I suppose I'm not a big time producer, or am I? And so yeah, I don't know. I'm not too wild about it because I really did like the cartoon when it was out and when it was hitting its stride over on Toonami. So we'll see. I'll watch it on Netflix. And I probably won't now that I think about it because there's so much Netflix I should be watching, and I don't even watch that. So
yeah, there you go.
All right, what it do we got for Blitzkrieg news?
The Flash, which I jumped off this ship.
So why is this on here?
Because it popped on, and I'm sure there are members of the Rude Nation that still watch The Flash, though it's really just jumping the shark. They are giving Iris West, who is really weird relationship where it was Barry Allen was living with this family and he ends up marrying this guy, the guy's daughter who raised him after his father was accused of murder. They're giving her powers, like they're trying to make her like a bigger deal than she is. All Iris West was in the comics was she was a reporter.
All right, so they're trying to do their own thing.
Yeah,
right.
It's stupid,
okay.
And yeah, it's
all
just
right.
It's not right.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm done with. I'm pretty much done with the CW shows.
Gotcha.
Which is sad because I really like the Flash. For a long, I was on the Flash up until when they announced this, and I was like, nope, I'm out.
Okay.
Peace, deuces. Okay. You lose the cash, man.
Okay.
In other news, director who I hold in very high regards, Kevin Smith. Thank God, though. I mean, he had he's all right, but he did have a massive heart attack apparently. But he is, he's doing well. He's in the hospital recovering. They got to him in time, and it's really. It was really cool seeing all the outpouring of hey, hope you get well soon, and all that. Chris Pratt tweets him a message. He goes, hey Kevin, hope you're all right. We only met once, but I'm praying for you. because I believe in the power of like prayer and whatnot, like sending positive vibes. Holy crap! The internet jumped all over Chris Pratt for that.
Okay.
It was just like, really? Like, just stop being a dick. Just stop being dicks, internet. And yeah, just stop. Just be cool. And that was in some random news.
Okay, gotcha.
And then this past weekend was the Elimination Chamber, WWE Elimination Chamber.
No, we can't say this past weekend because this will come out the following weekend before Time Paradox.
Fuck you and your time paradoxes.
So recently,
WWE had their Elimination Chamber, which sets up WrestleMania pretty much for Raw.
Correct.
Essentially.
Yep. You got Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns will be facing Brock Lesnar.
Right. It looks like they're setting up for Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle versus
Triple H
and McMahon.
Which, did you see that sucker punch on Raw that Triple H did on Kurt Angle?
I did, yeah.
That shit was awesome.
I don't really know how that can go because this can't be like an ego trip. I mean, we'll save this for a WrestleMania podcast when that comes. But I mean, this doesn't. I mean, it's a no gain situation. Like Ronda Rousey's got to win because they can't be, beat her.
Right.
Especially if she's the new signee.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the women's match. Asuka versus Alexa Bliss, which I don't know. I would have liked to have seen Sasha win the women's chamber match, and then have Sasha versus Asuka, because I think they could have put on a much better program than Alexa Bliss and Asuka.
I mean, there's still 6 weeks before. There's still a number of weeks before WrestleMania.
Time Paradox.
Exactly. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And coming up is the Fastlane pay-per-view, which is going to be what sets up SmackDown pretty much.
Yeah.
And, so we'll say, don't worry, Rude Nation, we will get a RudeBoyz Power Hour exclusive for WrestleMania, because we all know you love that stuff. So don't worry. We'll
Power Hour, Power 2 hours.
Power 2 hour, yeah.
3 hours.
We'll have to budget our time better.
Yeah, we can. I mean, shit, this is Blitzkrieg.
Is that it?
That's it.
All right. That's pretty good.
That was.
Blitzkrieg. So, Tommy, what have you been up to, my friend?
Well, first, before we get into that, I feel like I need to apologize to our nation, because last episode I was not really into it, because I've realized Johnny Walker, not as good as I thought it was. Like, I wasn't having a good time drinking it, and I really think it affected how I was. So I just want to apologize to the nation. You will never hear me drink or talk of Johnny Walker again after today.
All right.
I've also been playing some more Last of Us, getting real far. I'm up. I just passed the. I'm up to when you run into the dude and the kid.
The two brothers.
Yeah.
Okay.
The two brothers. And now Ellie and the brother are on the other side of the door while me and the older brother are getting attacked.
Okay.
By, the creatures. Holy crap, that's just... I'm like, I'm going to throw a Molotov cocktail in the doorway. Awesome. And you got to be fighting these things off while Ellie and the kid are supposed to be unlocking the door. I don't know what the hell they're doing behind that door.
Right. Well,
I'm like, come on, just let us the fuck out.
Right.
I sit there, I'm like, I'm going to throw another Molotov cocktail. There are still like 20 of these motherfuckers coming at me. And I really do love this game. Which, did you see?
Good.
Which, did you see the mocap that they have of the dog?
Yeah, so there's going to be a dog in the...
Oh, bastards. We're going to get attached to that dog.
Yeah, no, probably.
Something's going to... Damn naughty dog. Chris, what have you been up to?
What have I been up to? I'm playing some games. I got back into Mario Odyssey a little bit.
Okay.
I think I got about like 700 moons in that ballpark. I still got so many. Some of the challenges are just so tedious. I want to just blow my brains out.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's bad. I mean, the game is great, but like trying to grind in some of like the kingdoms, you really get sick of them. Like,
Right.
I just started going down the line trying to get all the moons and all the coins and everything, and I got to the, oh my god, what is it called? Is it the Wooded Kingdom? It's the one. There's this one where it's like a steam garden.
I got a Wooded Kingdom.
You gotta talk to the doctor about that. So they got these like robots, and it's like a factory, but it's in a forest. So I'm just in it. It's a lot of verticality too in this level. So
Okay.
it's also like when you're trying to look at the map and you're like, oh, there should be a moon here, and you look up and 50 feet up in the air is a moon. You're like, oh, how the fuck do I get that? So it's a lot of like it gets tedious. This is pretty much what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
So I'm trying to bounce between different kingdoms and try to get some stuff, but I don't know. I mean, I feel like I might have a couple more, maybe one more good week in it, and then that's it. I think
Okay.
I'm shelving it.
Yeah.
But I mean, don't get me wrong, great game, absolutely exceptional. I don't think I'm going to get it 100%, though, which is, I mean, totally fine, but I mean, it'll take a rare game for me to hit 100% nowadays.
What's your ratio of hitting Mario games 100%?
It depends. Like Mario Galaxy, I got 100%.
Okay.
Mario Galaxy 2, I did not.
Okay.
Mario 3D World, I did not, only because that was kind of a multiplayer centric game. So like you had to beat it with all the characters.
Right.
So that was kind of tedious. Same thing with Super Mario 3D Land. Like you had to do like certain aspects in the level to do it. Like it's less collectible focus and more
Okay.
objective focus. So it was kind of rare. The 100% game though for me is Zelda. And
I was just gonna say, is your
yeah.
ratio better with Zelda? or-
Absolutely. Like there are, with the exception of Triforce Heroes, god damn it, Breath of the Wild is the one game I haven't 100% completed because I just kind of beat it and then just kind of not drop. I did drop it, yeah. Which I definitely need to go back, especially now the DLC is out.
Right.
And I need to get all the shrines. I need to get all the fucking items and everything. I need to do it. I need to.
You do what you need to do.
Exactly, yeah. So I was playing some other games on sale right now on the eShop as of recording. It was a game on the Switch called Never Stop Sneaking.
Yeah, what is this? I saw you post this up.
Yeah, Never Stop Sneaking is a throwback to like the PS1 era, straight out of Metal Gear Solid
Okay.
parody sort of stuff. Like it's this very tongue-in-cheek stealth game where you have to fight this evil organization that kidnapped all of the presidents, even the bad ones, via time travel. And the
Okay.
guy wants to be made president forever.
Okay.
And you have like this colonel who's like basically the colonel from Metal Gear Solid, and your character is like a stealthy ninja, which isn't really kind of analogous to Solid Snake, but like same idea.
Right. Okay.
It even has its own like Snake Eater 70s James Bond ripoff theme, so that's really cool. And the game is pretty simple. It's got a top-down view like the old Metal Gear games, and it's basically just a one control stick game. Like you just kind of like going through the level, avoiding soldiers who have kind of really a very basic routine of just going from one point to another point, avoiding their flashlights and just hitting them with the sword. And it's kind of combo based, so like you start knocking out guards or like destroying cameras.
Right.
It ups your multiplier, and you collect these little tokens called ESP,
Okay.
and you spend that stuff on some of like the items in the in-game shop or some of the plot points to build bases and shit like that. It is pretty basic, but like it's got a lot of charm to it. It's pretty cute.
Sometimes those basic games are the best games.
Oh, absolutely. And for like the Switch, it's totally great because
Yeah.
it's on the handheld. That's kind of what I've been going for the Switch more often than not. Is something
Okay.
I can play handheld because, it's just easier to not have the TV freed up, and I can just, just turn it on and start playing a game. That's how I played Rye. That's how I played Thimbleweed Park. That's how I'm playing Never Stop Sneaking.
Never gonna mention Thimbleweed Park again.
I'm so sorry.
I
don't think I promised.
Son of a bitch.
I also picked up Rocket League for the Switch.
What?
I did, yeah. It was on sale.
Okay.
And I'm always one to support any sort of third-party stuff.
Sure.
And if it comes to a Nintendo console, I'll definitely check it out.
How is
because
it?
I'm a sucker.
I haven't played it
dig
yet.
it.
Oh.
Really? You never played it?
No.
Oh, you were making fun of me.
Yeah. No, but I actually...
I get it.
I think the closest thing I've ever played to Rocket League was they kind of had something similar, but it wasn't with cars in Overwatch, but it was like this giant ball that you had to get into a goal.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that, yeah.
So.
Or if you played Blast Ball in Metroid Prime Federation Force, which I all know you did.
Nope.
Cricket sounds.
Yep.
Yeah, so if you don't know anything about Rocket League, I'll give you a quick rundown. It's basically RC car, bumper car action plus soccer. You're running around. It's completely stupid, super physics-based. And I've seen some incredible stuff. I'm actually working with a guy who's big into Rocket League.
Yeah.
And he's telling me, he's like, tweak your camera here and, like, your controller dead zone this. And I'm like, all right, dude, I've played, like, 6 matches to my name. Yeah. So, sure.
What's your record?
My record? I have no idea what my record is.
How many have you lost? How many have you won?
I mean, if I play online, it's kind of a crapshoot because
Right.
it just matches you up with anybody. But I'm playing like exhibition just so I kind of like learn learn it better,
Right.
and
Okay.
I'm like 3-0, I guess, with my team.
Okay,
So
not bad. Yeah,
no,
and I know that it's huge. Like they have leagues that does this shit, and
Right.
it's crazy what
Right.
they have.
yeah, no, I saw this stuff. Yeah, and it's absolutely bonkers. I did pick it up for the Switch physical because it was on sale at Best Buy at the time. So, I mean, if it does hit like a good price, like on the eShop, I might double dip just so I have it on there. Because, I mean, I can definitely see myself.
Why would you double dip if you have a physical copy?
Because what if I have another game in the system already?
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't have to swap out.
Gotcha.
The convenience of having it digitally versus the, I guess,
understand. Okay.
grandeur of having it physically.
Right.
As I point to the shelf of games I haven't played. I'm having a good time. I can see myself going in like
That's
every
awesome.
day, maybe play 2-3 matches and then dip out because I mean I don't see it having the hooks in me, but I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You get the
pretty much-
appeal.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So, and yeah, I haven't touched Last Guardian in 2 weeks, which is a shame. I just haven't had the time, and I hope to do that. I hope to get honestly back into Metal Gear Solid 5 because I've been dodging spoilers like Neo and the fucking Matrix. And I don't know how I haven't been spoiled in that game yet. Because I hear, like, little rumblings of, like, what has happened. And I'm like, what? Like, that came out of nowhere. So I'm like, okay, I should fast forward or whatever.
Have you seen the new Metal Gear game that they're...
Metal Gear Survive?
Yeah.
I've seen a little bit of it. I'm not into that type of game.
From what I saw, though, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I mean, if it was something... it would be a total rental for me.
Sure.
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
100% a rental. Like, I would try it and be like, okay, I dig it, or I don't. Like, I'm not going to spend my money on it, only because it's just an unknown for me. But I did pick up, there was a reprint of Metal Gear Legacy for PS3, which is basically Metal Gear 2, downloadable code for Metal Gear Solid VR missions, Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 3, Metal Gear Solid 4. In one package. 2 discs, 1 package, and a downloadable code. 2 discs, 1 code.
1 package.
1 package.
Yeah.
So, Tommy, we got a little Marvel movie coming out. Deadpool 2. But
we also have another little movie coming out called Solo.
Right.
Coming out Memorial Day weekend.
Okay. But we're not going to talk about those movies.
No.
I mean, we will talk about those movies when it happens.
Just
we're not going to talk about the movies.
Not right now, because something much bigger,
much badder,
coming out called Marvel Infinity War.
Marvel Avengers Infinity War.
Yep, Marvel Avengers Infinity War.
Check the notes.
No, I checked my background.
Same difference. So, what we got planned is we want to do a quick retrospective on the MCU thus far. And it obviously isn't going to fit into one podcast. We're probably going to split it between 2, maybe 3.
4, 5, 6.
I don't know about that, Tommy. I don't know about that. We do not have those many episodes before the Infinity War drops. Anywho,
Sure we do.
we don't. Anywho. So, we're going to talk about at least the first half of MCU movies thus far, which would be basically, for those who are not paying attention, would be
Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America the First Avenger, Avengers, Iron Man 3, Thor the Dark World, and Captain America Winter Soldier.
So that's half of the MCU as of now. The rest of the half we'll talk about it in a later episode, definitely. But we want to try to talk about these films. We'll touch on them here and there, what we got on our memories. I know I watched Iron Man very recently.
Yep.
Tommy?
I watched Iron Man and Incredible Hulk.
Okay, so we're both kind of on our way. Tom's got this big journey he's on right now. He's going to watch all the MCU films. He actually still has them all on Blu-ray.
Yep.
So
I'm actually, I think tonight...
with the exception of Black Panther, obviously, because it just
Right.
came out.
Right.
Did you pick up Ragnarok yet or no? Is it out?
It's not out yet.
Oh, okay, so with the exception of Black Panther and Ragnarok.
Next week, actually.
Okay.
Comes out next week.
Time Paradox.
God damn it. Every time. When I, because I've been doing, like, when I watch these movies, because, I'm a big IMDb whore, and, not being able to do that in the movie theater, I'm like, when did Iron Man come out as I'm watching it? It is actually 10 years, almost to the day of when Avengers Infinity War is going to be coming out.
Oh, so that whole Marvel Studios 10 isn't just a fun thing. It's actually real.
No, yeah, it's like a legitimate, it's just about 10...
I'm mocking you.
Huh?
I'm mocking you. It's been 10 years, folks.
Why do you hurt me so?
Yeah, because I don't know, it makes me feel better about my life and all the mistakes I've made. So, Tommy's right, yes. Iron Man came out in '08 of all times and places.
Feel old
where
yet?
we're in a nation. Yeah, I'm alright.
Yeah.
Oh, were you asking them?
Yeah.
No, they probably.
Yeah.
Whatever. So we saw Iron Man.
Yeah.
Iron Man still holds up.
Iron Man really does hold
Big
up.
time. It is one of my top 5 personal MCU films.
Yeah, I think I think it's
I'll
definitely
highlight
up there.
that.
I'll
Yep.
agree.
And it's definitely got a different vibe. So a quick
different vibe.
quick bit of this is a Marvel Studios film. So this was in the time where this was coming out. Marvel sold their movie rights, most famously X-Men, Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, Daredevil. They sold their rights off to Sony and Fox and whomever else picked them up. Iron Man was their first big Marvel Studios made film. It was put out by Paramount. There's still the first, I think Iron Man and Hulk have a little bit of gray area of who owns the production rights or the release rights or some shit like that. But Iron Man, you can see there's a vibe to it that if you were to watch Iron Man 3, let's say, a little different.
Yeah.
So,
Let me put it this way. As long as it has that Marvel logo, it's part of the MCU.
Well, I mean,
the whole
specific,
the pages turning and
that's
whatnot.
not true because I think in Iron Man it's the same one as X-Men or Spider-Man, but instead of it says Marvel, this one says Marvel Studios.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
if it
that's
says Marvel
really the difference.
Studios.
That's
I should
correct,
say.
that's
Okay.
correct.
Sorry.
So it's got a way different vibe because famously, all right. So this is the origin of Iron Man, the whole Tony Stark story.
Mm-hmm.
He gets attacked in
Pakistan, something like that.
Stan.
Yeah.
And, he has to build the Iron Man suit and, basically sees the horrors of war and wants to change his ways.
Right. The arc reactor is keeping the shrapnel away from his heart.
Right. Yep. You can see this is fresh in our minds because we just saw it.
Yeah. He does, he meets a bald, mentor to be just be a good man.
It's a plot device.
Don't,
it's a plot device to give.
Stop being a prick
exactly.
and be a good man.
It's a face to put the horrors of war towards.
Sure.
Yeah, that's fun. But in it, there's people getting shot and Tony's banging a reporter.
Yeah.
It's not things you're gonna see in I said Iron Man 3 or anything like that. That you see a definite changing of the guard, especially when these movies became a little more mainstream. Definitely after the Disney buyout.
Sure.
That these movies don't have. They still have a lot of good-natured comic book feel to it, but it was definitely, it went another way at that first film.
I mean, one of my favorite parts in Iron Man is when he's in that village, and he's like, you know, the rebels have like the villagers like, you know, guns to the head and like, yo, you move, we're gonna kill them, and he just scans all of them, and the like little rockets pop out of his shoulders, and he just takes them all out, and then that tank shoots at him, and then he shoots the rocket, and so good.
Yeah, no, it's a great film. Like I said, one of my top 5. It does introduce the. I was thinking about this on the drive home from work. It brings like the MCU villains, that unfortunate cliche of that it's just the main character but evil, which in a way is a way of not having to introduce the villain that much. You know what I mean? With their own rule set or anything like that, because it's basically just like, oh, you're following Iron Man's moves and shit. Well, he's basically Iron Man but evil. Yeah. Okay? I mean, in this case, the villain here is Ironmonger, a.k.a. Obadiah Stane, played by Jeff Bridges.
The dude.
Right. Which I thought was an awesome casting at the time.
The dude was so angry.
Yeah, because he was a fucking warmonger.
The dude was not mellow.
Right. He did not abide.
No, he did not abide at all.
And he said Tony did not abide, so that's why he wanted to kill Tony.
Yes.
But, like, you know, Ironmonger, it's basically just a big, hulking Iron Man, like the original Iron Man suit.
Right, but huge.
So basically evil Iron Man. And another thing that happens is that is more common than not in the MCU is that, or really comic book movies, is that it's just a villain for the movie. Yeah. That's it. So there were some rumblings, I guess, because with the whole 10 Rings organization, that they were going to do something with Mandarin, or at least setting the precedent for that, setting the foundation. Didn't happen, as we will get to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I dug it. Do we want to give us a rating system?
Well, I mean...
Well, what else do you want to say
as far as, I mean, I feel Marvel has always hit, you know, the nail on the head when it comes to casting.
Okay.
This movie, one person was miscasted.
Pepper Potts.
No. Terrence Howard as James Rhodes.
I thought... So now you don't like Terrence Howard?
I don't. I think Don Cheadle's 100 times better than...
Don Cheadle is... I will give you this. He's a way better actor. But the way that... In this film, the way that Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark gets over on Terrence Howard's James Rhodes is more believable than him getting over on Don Cheadle's James Rhodes. Only because, like, I look at the two of them and I'm like, oh, that's Don Cheadle. He's a badass. That's Terrence Howard. He's kind of a goof. And don't get me wrong, like, I know Rhodes isn't supposed to be like that, but, exactly. Like, he's kind of like the foil, and, like, you know, I don't know, I kind of like the Terrence Howard
It was
casting.
A misstep, and I'm really glad that they were able to get Don Cheadle like they wanted to originally.
Oh, they did? They wanted to
Don Cheadle was originally, I think he was, I don't remember what he was filming. It was, you know, it was one of those Hollywood, you know, I can't do it right now, but hey, I'll hook you up later.
Right.
Type of things.
Alright, so, I mean, who knows what would have happened. Like if he was Don Cheadle, if he was Rhodes from the beginning, I probably would have been fine with it. But for whatever reason, seeing Terrence Howard as Rhodes in the first one, and then seeing Don Cheadle as Rhodes after that, I don't know, I kind of like Terrence Howard's thing. I don't know, just something about it. Like, he was able to pull off both, whereas Don Cheadle, to me, seems like he can only be, like, a professional. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, which I kind of feel the way that James Rhodes should be. I kind of feel Rhodey should be that. Well, like, kind of be like Tony's anchor, almost.
Okay.
And I couldn't see Terrence Howard. Terrence Howard didn't pull that off. Like, I kind of feel Don Cheadle pulled that off better than he did.
But, I mean, then when we're going to go into the whole, like, you know, altering the timeline, like, did they then maybe rework James Rhodes' character so it's more of a Don Cheadle thing? You know what I mean? Like,
I hear you.
To play to their range. I don't know. I'm not a producer, or am I? Wink, wink. So, who knows?
Right.
So, but we don't see eye to eye, and this is obviously one of the more famous and rare recasts for the MCU, which we'll get into, actually, in the next film. Are we done with Iron Man?
As for you want a rating?
Yeah, we'll do a rating, because I had a real good segue, but yeah, we got to give it a rating.
What are we rating on? 5s, 10s?
I'll give this a 3.5.
3.5.
3.5.
It's your top, it's one of your top fives.
Yeah.
3.5, and it's one of your top fives. I'll give it a 4.5, and it's one of my top fives.
4.5?
4.5.
Oh, 4.5. Okay.
Yeah.
If you said 4 or 5,
right.
I'm like, way to be indecisive.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
I'll
but
say 3.5. I think that's
Three and
fair.
a half.
I think that's fair.
3.5 is like fucking average, dude.
3.5.
Actually, no, 2.5 would be
This
average.
what for what? Seeing as how this started it all,
Uh-huh.
I think that's very fair. I think that's very fair for
I
it.
feel like I'm not gonna like these ratings because I don't. This is
You're
gonna
not.
be a lot of memory.
I bet.
I might just cut that out.
So next we have
Speaking of recasts,
yeah,
next
we got Incredible Hulk.
same year.
Same year, 2008.
So obviously, famously recasting the role of Bruce Banner from Edward Norton
to Mark Ruffalo.
to Mark Ruffalo.
Yes.
Yep. And really the only what?
We just ping ponged.
Ping
Everything.
ponged. Ping pong.
Ping ponged.
The only the only real repercussion that this movie has in the MCU as a whole is definitely what went down in Harlem, as per if you guys watch Daredevil, because Ben Urich, that was hard to say, was actually one of the reporters for, I guess, the newspaper.
Oh.
And you see that in the background, talking about all the shit that went down in Harlem, which was the events of Incredible Hulk.
Did they mention it in Luke Cage at all? I'm trying to remember.
I don't believe so.
I don't think so.
Which is weird because
Yeah.
I feel like that would have happened there.
Yeah.
And also, you had General Thunderbolt Ross
Dick.
popping his face up in Captain America Civil War.
Fails to mention.
Fails to mention all the shit he was involved
Yeah.
in, especially with his
he's
main antagonist, or who he antagonizes.
He's always been a prick.
Right.
He's from day one in the comics, he was such a prick.
So this is fresh in your head. Give us a quick rundown of Incredible Hulk. It's the origin of the Hulk,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I'll go with it's the origin of Incredible Hulk. You have Liv Tyler playing Betty Ross.
Right.
The dude who played, and this is a character I wish they would have given us more of in these movies. The dude who plays Phil Dunphy in
Ty Burrell.
Thank you. He
Right.
plays Samson.
Right.
And
Dr.
I was
Samson.
like, Doc Samson. I was like, why aren't we getting more of that?
Right.
That's pretty cool.
Right.
I mean, this Hulk, it was just incredible looking. Like,
Whoa, see what you did there?
oh, that's cute.
That's on record.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, yeah, like and Tim Roth. Tim Roth is so badass.
Tim Roth was the
Abomination.
Okay, who
Yeah.
evil Hulk.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
And I mean that fight it's silly. Like that fight really is silly. Like when Hulk is like punching him, and he's just starting to turn the pace, and then all of a sudden he reinflates, and then he starts beating Hulk with like a wrecking ball. I'm like,
Right.
that seems weird to me. Like looking back on it, it seemed very weird.
It was still early.
Yeah.
Early in the Marvel Studios, their universe,
Sure.
their shared vision.
I don't know. I didn't like Ed Norton as Banner. I felt like he was trying to be too serious with the with the character.
Serious actor.
Absolutely,
so,
but like I don't know. And then like the little funny moments, it felt very like forced.
Okay.
Like the part where they get to New York and they're looking at the subway and he's just like, yeah, me in a subway in one of America's like most aggressive states. And they're like, oh yeah, good choice. And then they go into a taxi cab and taxi cab driver's driving like a madman, and Liv Tyler gets out and screams at her, and then it's just like zip it. And I don't know. It just felt very forced, and I was just like, like.
So not
you
the
guys,
best, not the best.
Yeah, you guys are like kind of like an awkward prom dates almost.
Gotcha. Okay, so you weren't feeling it.
No, not at all.
So let me ask you this: are you feeling like what they're doing with like Scarlett Johansson and Mark Ruffalo more, or is that a little forced?
To me, that's a little.
I mean, we've only seen it in Age of Ultron.
Yeah, that's still very odd because I would have liked to have seen Black Widow and Hawkeye.
Right. Which I think was definitely going to be telegraphed, but they needed to swerve us in that same movie.
Of course they did.
Right.
Rat bastards.
So what do you say, Tom? Anything else about it? You know what? Again, the villain dies. I know that for a fact. I don't need to. I saw this movie once.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you this right now, Rude Nation. I only see movies once. If I see it more than once, I definitely liked it.
Yeah, and if you buy it, he loves it.
Oh, yeah, big time. So, Incredible Hulk I've only seen once. I'd be willing to see it again.
Okay.
Just to refresh my memory, but if I didn't see it with my boy Tom, I ain't going to see it again. So, yeah, the villain dies, obviously.
Yep.
And they do something that, which, oddly enough, because it didn't turn into a series or a franchise or anything like that on its own, they do the classic one more thing outside of the post-credit stinger with the leader.
Yeah.
The origin of the leader.
And that never came about, yeah.
So, again, this seems to be just like...
Very a miss shot.
Definitely one of the redheaded stepchildren of the MCU. It basically just brought the Hulk in. But, I mean, if you didn't see this movie and you saw Avengers, you're good. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need to know about the Hulk, because, I mean, that's one of the origins that is a tale as old as time. Like, you know, we've seen it on TV, we've seen it in movies, we saw it in a movie before this movie, and we've seen it in cartoons, right? So,
video games.
I'm not going to rank this one, because I don't really remember it.
I give it a dos.
A 2 out of 5. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so next up.
We got Iron Man 2, released in 2010.
Now, I believe this was like the first full Sony's... wow. This was the first full Marvel Studios proper release.
Yes.
And this was definitely because the post-credit stinger of Iron Man, super famous, with Samuel Jackson's Nick Fury.
Yep.
Which was the ultimate, more of the ultimate style Nick Fury, as opposed to the main continuity.
Because they couldn't get Hasselhoff.
Yeah, Hasselhoff. Oh my god, that'd be fucking hilarious.
Oh man.
But now he's in. But you saw him in. We saw him in. Technically, now see, this is weird. Now, technically, David Hasselhoff exists in the MCU because Peter Quill talks about him.
But he exists as Michael Knight.
Well, yeah, but he said David Hasselhoff by name too.
Okay, but he's seen
which means
as
that everything,
Michael Knight.
Right? But that means everything that everything. No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I'll take this away.
All right. So
we got
Iron Man 2. So we're big into the Avengers now.
Yep.
The Shield, which I thought was a cool reveal in Iron Man.
Yeah.
Because they were talking
should
about
really
the
work on that
strategic.
name.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
That was cool. Phil Coulson, kind of the leading thread through a lot of these films coming
Absolutely.
up. Is great. Clark Gregg. So Iron Man 2, where the picture is getting, I would say, colored in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if Iron Man and Hulk were just kind of like rough sketches, here we go. Iron Man 2 is going to start filling in some of these gaps. So, new introduction is Justin Hammer, played by
Sam
Rockwell, which I loved his portrayal.
He was I really dug it.
Yeah.
Just that, that one part when he's like, in front of Congress and the robots that he built end up shooting and killing the pilots that are inside of them.
Right, yeah.
Gary Shandling.
What is his company's name?
Hammer Industries.
Oh yeah, duh. Wow, sorry, continue. Gary Shandling, who's a member of Congress.
Yes.
And he has a bigger role to happen later in the MCU, which is pretty cool.
He does have one of the greatest lines, though.
Yep. We also have Mickey Rourke.
Yes.
Playing Whiplash.
Yep.
Which I thought was an interesting casting, and I've mentioned this before because Mickey Rourke was hot at the time. He got Oscar nominated for The Wrestler, and he was having a comeback. And in a similar vein to Robert Downey Jr.'s comeback with Iron Man, I think they wanted to kind of recapture a little bit of that too. Like, Mickey Rourke was definitely on the upswing, so they wanted to grab him. And don't get me wrong, I thought he did a good job. But it falls into, he's kind of an evil Iron Man. in a way. Like, he's got different powers, don't get me wrong. But he's got a suit, and he's got some enhanced abilities. Also, technically, Justin Hammer, kind of an evil Tony Stark.
Sure, yeah.
When you think about it.
Bizarro. Tony.
Yeah, okay, Bizarro, fine.
Yeah, no, I could definitely...
Right.
See, that's the thing with Iron Man villains. It's all...
Yeah, true.
They're all,
it's usually a dude in a suit
with
or
the
something like
exception
that.
of Mandarin,
Yeah.
who I actually even think he might have even worn a suit at one point.
Right, but I mean, his whole deal wasn't a
Was the
suit.
rings.
It was the rings.
Yeah.
So you got a good point about that. Yeah, you kind of got to scrape the I don't want to say the bottom of the barrel, but you got to dig around in there trying to get something good.
Iron Man doesn't have a good rogue gallery.
Right. Yeah. They all can't be Spider-Mans.
I was just gonna say Marvel's like big guns. They really don't have great rogue galleries. Like Spider-Man has a great rogue gallery.
X-Men have a good rogue gallery.
Sure. Yeah. I was just gonna say Spider-Man, X-Men.
Right. But I mean, you think
Avengers
about it,
as a whole.
Yeah.
They do.
Right. But I mean, you could then pinpoint certain, like you can pinpoint Doctor Doom to Fantastic Four. You can pinpoint Kang to probably Fantastic Four also.
Kang to everyone.
Well,
really.
true, yeah, but
like,
I mean, you know what I mean, like that.
Yeah.
Like trying to find a Hulk villain that isn't a big fucking brute is the leader, and you see what they did there.
You're right.
Nothing.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to search my brain. Yep. Nope.
Yeah, it's
can't.
just a big boy.
Just big brooding.
Which, like we said last episode, they don't have to stick to their own universe, their own series. Like, have Kraven show up in Black Panther. Fuck it. You know what I mean?
That'd be awesome.
Have, I don't know. I can't think of anything right now. I'm drinking. So, another big addition to this is Scarlett Johansson.
Yes.
Black Widow.
The introduction of Black Widow.
Yep. What'd you think about that? You didn't. This was not a movie you saw recently.
Right. It's on the hit list.
It's on hit list. Excuse me.
Yeah.
How did you think she did?
I mean, my main, like, when I first saw her, I was like, she's playing Natasha. I was like, she's playing Natasha, and where's the Russian accent? Like, that was killing me. But you know what? As the movies have gone, I've actually been alright with it.
Good. Okay.
Because she has made this character her own, I feel.
Right.
I really do. Iron Man 2 was also the introduction to seeing one of my favorite things from the anime series, the briefcase, the suit in the briefcase.
Yeah,
like,
true.
I always dug that.
True.
Like, Iron Man 2, I would probably... Oh, well, most famous, the best stinger.
Yeah. So
Thor's hammer was probably... Honestly, to this day... this is probably one of my favorite stingers.
Okay. It
Like-
definitely is like the start of bleeding into the next MCU film.
Yeah.
Which would be...
Well, what would you rank this?
Oh, God damn it. I haven't seen it in a while. I can't.
Okay. All right. Never mind then.
All right.
We'll skip it.
What would you... Oh, you didn't see it recently either.
No.
Do you know where you would rank it?
Probably give it a strong 3.
Strong 3.
Strong 3. So our next movie is Thor, which was released in 2011.
2011. This was the start of starting to bring the faces of the Avengers together.
The big 3.
Yep.
The big 3.
This was a bit of a, even now.
A lot of people
can't
say
even
this
say
was
that
a lot
now.
of lackluster.
A lot of lackluster.
Like, this was the most lackluster one.
That's how people would say it.
You're
right.
I disagree. I enjoy Thor. I really
Yeah?
do. Every time I see it, I actually like it more and more. See, and because I kind of feel Loki doesn't fall into that
Right.
anti Thor.
Right.
You know,
Because I mean,
Thor doesn't want to be king. That's why.
Right, but they're both like I would admit to you, yes, they're both gods. However, they both have a different skill set, and that's kind of what it comes down to.
Right.
Like Ironmonger was a guy in a suit, and Abomination was a big hulking monster. Whiplash, guy in a suit. Thor, yeah, he was a god, but he wasn't like a big strong, punch first,
He was more
ask
of a
questions later. He was a thinker. He was a manipulator. A warrior.
Well, no. Well, no. Thor was the warrior.
Yes.
Loki is more, I would say, a rogue, if you will.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah.
To do like D&D parlance.
Sure.
I agree. Yeah. And obviously him having his whole situation would lead to, him being one of the, I would say, main standout MCU villains.
Sure.
Obviously because he's been in, Thor 2 and Ragnarok and the Avengers.
Yeah. He's the he's the most returning villain.
Yeah. Agreed. I mean, unless you count Thanos, but you haven't really seen him yet.
We haven't seen that badass
exactly.
purple motherfucker yet.
Yeah, no, it was good, but definitely, not as weak as Hulk, not as strong as Iron Man, not as strong as the next one, but still pretty good. What would you rank it?
I'm gonna stick with the strong 3 on this
Strong
one.
3.
Again.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, gotcha.
Yep.
All right, so speaking of that next one.
Captain America: First Avenger, released in 2011.
Now this is definitely Captain America's origin.
Yeah,
It is straight out of World War II.
Yep.
Starting with Super Soldier Program, and going right up to Captain America getting frozen, and then flash forward to him waking up in modern day New York City.
Yeah.
I mean, the bulk of this movie is a war film, without a doubt.
Yeah, it's a straight up. It's straight up war. There's no, there's nothing pretty about it. Like and I really liked how they made this. Because sometimes like a lot of the Marvel movies, they can be like bright and like colorful. Nah, they make this one like dark and like dreary. The time, because
also still part of the early MCU phases, I think, but definitely that. I mean, we'll see how they go with some of the future MCU films, if they want to try to do something like that, like a throwback. Like we know Captain Marvel is going to take place in the 90s, and you do get flashbacks, like Black Panther was, I think, in the 90s also a flashback.
Yes. Yeah, it was.
But yeah, no, this is World War II. This is Depression era United States, and then going over to Germany and fighting Hydra. A return for Chris Evans.
Okay.
Right out of after being Human Torch,
okay.
and a redemption arc for Human Torches, which will become a theme, a short theme, but a theme nonetheless in the MCU. I thought he killed it.
Absolutely.
I thought the casting was great. I love him, Haley Atwell.
This movie I feel was casted perfectly.
Yeah.
Every single person was Dominic Cooper as Howard Stark, Sebastian Stan as Bucky.
Yep.
We just
got Tommy Lee Jones in the mix, Stanley Tucci in the mix.
Fantastic.
Yep. Hugo Weaving. As Red Skull.
Oh, man, I hope they work something out that he can come back.
Or I would just love the Red Skull to come back somehow, some way.
Again,
you didn't see him die.
No.
You just saw him get absorbed or transported or something into the Tesseract, which again is also coloring the picture of the MCU. Like it is now, you now know this was a thing from Thor that was in World War I era Germany. And then what happened? And what is it really?
Yep.
And we're going under the assumption that it's the cosmic cube.
Yeah.
But things turn out pretty hot and heavy. What else did I want to mention about this movie?
I did enjoy the Easter egg where you see the android Human Torch, I believe, at the Stark Expo.
Yes, correct. That is true.
That was pretty fun.
Oh, cool. We didn't actually mention we saw part of the shield in Iron Man 2.
Yes, we
which
did.
showed off Agent Coulson's love for Captain America, which plays a role in Avengers. Which
Big
is
role.
The next film. So
what would you give?
I'd say 4 or 5. I haven't seen it recently, but I kind of know I love it.
Just 5.
And it's an automatic, like if it's in my top 5, it's at least a 4 or 5.
Yeah, this is a 5.
Yep.
Avengers came out 2012.
And this is the culmination of everything they've worked for, which pretty much is going to be a running thread for all Avengers films coming up.
Yeah, this was just so
this was epic.
So I dare say near perfect. It almost brought me to tears at points in that movie.
Okay, you're a child.
Like
But I do love that. I love good time hero shit. Like you're right.
Seeing everyone on screen together,
and that one shot,
that
boner inducing shot.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just like, wow, we have Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America on screen together.
Yep.
Like, it was the same way. I'm gonna derail a little bit. Like, same thing in Batman vs Superman, when you first see Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman on screen for the first time in 75 years together. Right. You're just like, wow, this is happening.
I saw them on the Cartoon Network.
And I'm so glad that I'm alive for this. Like, just fantastic. But yeah, back to Avengers. Avengers is fantastic. I dare someone to find something negative to say about Avengers. Like, I can't.
My devil's advocate powers are kicking in, and I it's hard.
Right?
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, like it's incredibly well done. Casting was great.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone had a role. Like, even, while Thor and Hulk and Iron Man, the ones with like the super obvious powers, are out, shooting shit and fighting aliens.
You have Captain America, Black Widow, and Hawkeye
basically
on the
leading
ground,
the charge on the ground,
trying to save people, and like, just so damn good.
Yeah, no, I would say this is a 5 for me.
I can't say a 5. I gotta say a 10.
Oh God, lame. All right, so
we got Iron Man 3, which was released in 2013.
Your first post-Avengers MCU film, and
fell flat.
Really? Yeah.
I feel like it fell very, very flat, especially with that whole the 10 rings thing, the Mandarin screw job, as I've come to call it.
I didn't. You know what?
I didn't dig it.
That was definitely a swerve.
It left a sour taste in my mouth.
Okay.
I was just like, I kind of want to walk out right now. After that, after seeing that, I was just like, you're a bunch of dicks right now. Right. But then, like, I don't know, you really see what, like, the events in Avengers did to Tony Stark, though.
Right.
Too, which, I mean,
it's good because he from a character from Iron Man and Iron Man 2, he needed a little bit of, not necessarily grounding, but he needed to be like, all right, listen, hotshot. There's actions. Yeah, there's actions. And don't get me wrong, he's had those in that movie, but this really needed to kind of pull him in. And it definitely, I would say, transformed him into the Tony Stark now.
Yeah.
Like, every movie he is in from this point on is that Tony Stark.
Yep.
Like, the dream sequence he has in Age of Ultron.
Yep.
The way he is in Civil War. How he is with Peter Parker in Homecoming. Like, all of that stems from him basically having a near-death experience towards the end of Avengers. So, there's that. Who was the villain in here?
Guy Pearce,
who is
Killian Aldrich, Killian Aldrich, something like that.
Okay.
He created
Gilmore Molten Man.
He created this thing called Extremis.
Right.
And it just pretty much makes people like super soldiers almost. Right. But it's also frying them from the inside out and makes them spontaneous.
So not a evil Iron Man.
No, because I don't think Stark's ever done that.
Well, yeah,
yeah. See, I kind of feel like after I really want to say after Thor, they kind of stopped doing.
Well, we'll delve into that a little bit.
Yeah.
But
definitely.
I mean, First Avenger had Red Skull, like we said, as the villain, and he was definitely not an evil Captain America. Like, I mean, ideologically, yes.
Right.
But you also don't need to kind of. I mean, the Hydra is basically just are Nazis. So I mean, you don't really need to be like, oh man, this guy has got some redeeming qualities. Like, no, he's a man with a skull face, and it's red, and he's working for the Germans in
Nazis.
World War II. Yes, he's a bad guy.
There's no redeem.
There's nothing about that, guys.
There's no. Hey, I could redeem this person. He could be a good guy. No,
nope,
he can't.
None of that. No, just completely a evil doer.
What would you give Iron Man? 3.
Yeah, it sounds about right. I don't know. It's been a while since
I'd say
I saw
week
it. I've
3.
only saw it once in theaters. That was it.
Yeah, I'll say a week 3.
A week 3?
Yeah.
Like a meh 3?
Yeah.
Meh.
We got
3.
Thor Dark World released in 2013 as well.
Okay. Another one that I thought was like, meh.
Fell a little flat. I guess I want to say the comedy aspects seemed super duper forced.
I don't even remember any comedy in this movie.
Every scene that Kat Dennings was in.
Oh, well, Kat Dennings
everything.
is kind of a super ancillary character that needed something, and
She needs attention, but I
Right.
mean, she could just stand there. She gets all the attention in the world.
sure,
Especially if she's wearing a low cut shirt.
right. I mean, there's pictures floating around.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, on the deep web,
yeah, on the top of
on the
man.
tip top web, right?
Google
right.
search that shit.
So yeah, I
Quick search
mean,
off.
this was the second Infinity Gem that.
Correct. Well,
was that?
no, the third technically, because we had the Tesseract.
Okay.
We had the gem from Loki's
Yes.
staff. That
Yep. Sorry. This was
Thanos
the
gave
third.
him.
Yeah. This was our introduction to the Collector, though.
Correct.
Yes.
So again, which is another post-credit scene that bleeds into the
Yep.
future thing. Oh, we didn't even talk. Post-credit sequence of Avengers, Thanos.
Yeah.
There you go. And it was awesome. When I saw it in theaters, I was watching it with a friend of mine who definitely did not know comic books from anything.
Right.
So everyone saw Thanos and was like, oh, gasp, gasp, and then she gasped, and then she's like, who is that? Like she just like knew it was a big deal. You know what I mean? But now it's like being a poser. And I said it was like, I was like, he's kind of like a space emperor. And she just goes like, ooh, okay. Like, she's in, man. Like that. That's how good Avengers is. Like, it just sucked anybody in without anything. And, I mean, the way it was presented, big time, big bad for the MCU.
Yeah, I remember
going
when
forward.
I remember when I went to go see Avengers, the person I was sitting next to, Thanos pops up, he goes, yo, they just went full anal on the first date. Like, they didn't even, like... It was just like, yep, this is what everything's leading up to.
Dude, and Kevin Feige, to his credit, man, had this whole thing laid out.
Yeah.
So God bless him.
Remember when you gave me the burned copy of Avengers? That was a good one.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah.
So should we tell that story real fast?
Sure.
All right. So Tommy, I don't condone piracy at all, but Tommy really wanted to see Avengers, and I told him I had a really good copy of it, so I burnt it for him, and he had it in his hand
Person.
for a while. In his person, yeah.
Yeah.
In his collection for a while. And I keep telling him, I'm like, no, dude, it's pretty good. You know, it's pretty good. So he's like, all right. Like, it's super clean cut, you know? I forget, it's been like months down the line. And all of a sudden, he gives me a call, and he goes, you're a dick. So what I ended up getting him was a copy of the Dustin Diamond sex tape, his Screech from Saved by the Bell. For some reason, I just thought I needed to do that for him. He responded with this story. This was funny. During a power outage we had at the house, my dad wanted to see some movies because we were running off a generator at the time. So, like, I think I had Iron Man at the time. So you watched that, and I was like, okay, cool. So Tom gave me his Blu-rays so my dad could catch up on these films. So we were at work together, and Tom goes, oh, so how'd your dad like Avengers? And I go, oh, he liked it. Wait a minute. Like, you saw my face drop. Because I thought, I knew he didn't do it. But, like, there was the thing where I was like, oh, my God. I gave him the loaded gun.
The fact that we were at work, though,
Yep.
and for, like, a couple
there
of
was nothing
hours...
I could have done.
For a couple of hours, he's like, oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God. Like, what do I do at this point? I can't do anything.
Hilarious. It was hilarious.
I wish there was video footage of you just
Right,
like
yeah.
just fuck.
So, I mean, this should really tell you how much we cared about Thor Dark World.
Yeah,
because we ended
exactly.
up just talking about Avengers.
Side story.
Yeah, so this is a non-evil Thor villain. I'm going to talk about the villains because I like that.
Yeah, sure.
A non-evil Thor villain, Malekith, the Dark Elf, which again is like a good pull on that one, Marvel.
Yeah. Again, not a very good rogue gallery.
Unless it's, I mean, you got Hela coming up. That's, Enchantress. Like, you got some big ones that you could pull from, but
Absolutely.
you know, in a movie like this, I'm sure they, writings on the wall. They're like, yeah, all right, we're not gonna bust a nut on this one. Yeah, I haven't seen it in forever. I'm not gonna rank it.
Dos.
2. All right.
We got
And this will be the last one for this episode,
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen.
We got Captain America Winter Soldier, which was released in 2014.
There you go. 4 years ago.
This is my favorite MCU.
I remember liking it a lot. A lot.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen it in forever. Regardless of what you say, I do not remember seeing this movie a second time.
You did.
I can't confirm that. I was drinking probably heavily.
A lot.
Right. Not for the movie, but just in general, because that's what we do. We're alcoholics. Nothing wrong with that. I don't have a problem. You do.
Alcoholics go to meetings.
There's one thing in my life I'll never be, and that's a quitter. Okay?
Okay. That's what I like to hear. So yeah, Captain America Winter Soldier, it brings you to those classic spy movies.
Yes.
Which
It's got a
I
espionage
which I
feel to it.
love. This brings the whole downfall of Hydra. This gives you
This was
Bucky
like a
coming
huge,
back
a huge
as the Winter Soldier.
point in the MCU because it basically just destroys S.H.I.E.L.D.
Destroyed S.H.I.E.L.D., and that's actually when Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. got 100 times better.
Correct.
Was after the events in Winter Soldier.
Yes.
This, I just, you see his friendship with Sam Wilson starting
Yep.
to
The Falcon up in the mix
to
now.
come up, and when they're running around the Washington Monument on your left,
Right.
I love that part, and Scarlett Johansson, hot
Yeah,
ass, just pulls up in the Corvette, goes, "Hey, old man, do you need a ride?" And just
Yeah, you've
so
got
that-
some like will they, won't they going on with them.
right.
You got the chick who plays Peggy Carter's
Sharon Carter.
Sharon Carter,
Yep.
the actress. She's introduced here.
Yep.
Villain is
Hydra
as a
Hydra.
whole, yeah. But you got Sebastian Stan as the Winter
Sebastian
Soldier.
Stan,
Return
which-
of Bucky, which is an excellent storyline, just in general. Like, it's one of those
Absolutely, yeah.
famous, like, when they killed off the second Robin in Batman, this was like almost a Marvel parallel, killing off Bucky.
Yeah.
And then having Ed Brubaker
Yes.
bring him back
Yep.
as the Winter Soldier. Like, basically, he was alive the whole time. Like, I love shit like that. Like,
Yeah.
that's like a pull.
Yeah, like,
You can only do in comics or TV shows, I guess.
Yeah.
But, I mean, good luck having them last more than 10 years.
yeah, I love the whole, like,
Soap operas.
part where, Black Widow's talking to Captain America, where he's just like, she's just like, yeah, he shot right through me to get to, my target, and shows him, like, the scar, and that just shows you how ruthless, like,
Yeah.
he was.
Really good
Just-
fight sequences.
So,
really
like-
good choreography. I
like-
really do need to see it again.
Like, that scene on the highway is
Yep.
fantastic.
Yep.
When I get up to Winter Soldier in my journey, we're watching
I'll
this shit.
definitely do it because
Yeah.
it is potentially potentially part of my top 5, but because I've only seen it once to my memory, it got bumped out by Homecoming.
Okay.
But this is definitely a top 6.
Okay.
Definitely a 6 on that list. Something else I wanted to mention about it. Oh, we were talking about Gary Shandling's character.
Yeah.
So he's revealed as a Hydra agent the whole time, which is definitely cool because it like brings together, like it pulls like these movies. Like he wasn't seen since Iron Man 2.
No.
I don't believe like he might have had a cameo or a one shot or something, but I doubt it.
No.
Gary Shandling.
I don't believe he did.
So yeah, to have a character like that be like, oh shit, that's from like fucking how many years ago? 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Like 6 movies ago, 4 years ago. You know what I mean? You won't see that again until Ross shows up in Civil War, straight out of fucking Incredible Hulk.
Or, I mean, we could even say Thanos popping up in Guardians.
True. No,
So-
true. Yeah, because you don't see hide nor hair of him until
Yeah,
then.
Exactly.
That's fair.
So, but yeah, I mean, just. And then you have. And then it's revealed that the big bad is. Oh, what the hell's his name? Robert Redford.
Robert Redford's character,
Yeah.
who's basically one of the high-ranking SHIELD officers who was Hydra the whole time.
Yeah, and then Samuel L. Jackson just shines as Nick Fury
big time.
in
Dude,
this.
this is
Everyone
like,
shines in this movie.
It definitely is like because you have some shaky ground between Thor 1, Thor 2, Iron Man 1, 2, 3. Like these 2 movies are definitely like one of the tops.
I agree.
And they're both in the same series, basically.
Yeah, 100%.
definitely has. I mean, because you have like I would, if you want to say Winter Soldier's the antagonist because he's like the main face that Captain America is facing. Yeah, they're both anti each other, but he then returns. He's like the Vegeta to Captain America's Goku. I was gonna call him Captain Planet.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
One of the most like ruthless things that you see in this is like, you know, Robert Redford's character is talking to Winter Soldier, and then his housekeeper comes back. And he's just like, "Oh, I really wish you wouldn't have come back." He just shoots her in the head, and I'm like, "Wow, you're a bad guy."
It's
like,
pretty rough.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
it's rough stuff, and it's good. They all play it out good. Give it up to GSP playing Batroc the Leaper, which I love that shit. Like yeah, pull a fucking C-list, D-list villain for like an intro scene, dude. That's like my prime Spider-Man casting. Like, just have someone show up as the Shocker, kind of like what they did in Amazing Spider-Man 2, and 2 in the pink.
1 stink.
Have like how they did with the Rhino. I mean, he wasn't really a Rhino, but he was like the character of the Rhino.
Yeah.
To basically just establish that, hey, Spider-Man's been doing this for a while. Like, this is perfect. Have Captain America show that he's been doing this ever since the first Avengers, the movie, the first Avengers. And have him just basically fight. It doesn't have to be big time supervillains, but you know, some grunt level work. You know what I mean? And maybe put a name to that. I love that. I love that shit. I definitely need to see this movie again.
Yes, you do.
So I'm assuming you're giving this a 5.
I'm giving this a level 9,000.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That's incredible. So we're gonna stop it right there, Rude Nation, for our MCU. We're gonna pick this back up in an episode or two. And, we got plenty more MCU coming up. So we're going to wrap it up, this whole entire episode, this whole entire power hour, plus, because it's going to be... It's going to be a little... It's going to be some pluses, all right? Don't yell at us, all right? I'm frail. My voice is shaky.
Little baby bitch.
Though I can't wait to lose it coming up, because your boys are going into the city, and we're going to be talking about Ring of Honor next episode. What we saw. Okay. Maybe we'll do something special. Maybe we'll do something special on one of our Snapchats. We'll do something special on one of our Instagrams. Maybe the Facebook page, which is facebook.com/RudeBoyz469. Maybe our Twitter page, which would be twitter.com/RudeBoyz469. Or my Twitter page, which would be twitter.com/TEH_SHERMS.
Or you can get me at Tommy_Cash with a K.
Yep. I really thought I botched that whole thing, but I think I did all right. We'll find out when I edit it Monday night. What else we got? Hey, our YouTube. I got to look into... I meant to look into this. To get our YouTube URL, something better than youtube.com/XL6941113. Something like that. But for now, ladies and gentlemen of the Rude Nation, you beautiful people, you can go to bit.ly/RudeBoyz, RudeTube. All of these links will be available in the info page. You just, when you're listening to this podcast, just look at info. Everything's down at the bottom. Click that link. Follow us, like us, subscribe to us.
Love us.
Yeah, do all that shit. Love us. Hit us up. Slide into our DMs. I'll send some nudes. Whatever. It won't be mine. It'll be somebody's. But, you'll get some nudes. Can't promise if they're good or not. But, Kate Dennings got them. Kat Dennings.
Yeah.
So, can't be that bad.
Can't be that bad.
And, if you're not listening to us on the Podbean network, that's where we're at. RudeBoyz.podbean.com. Tommy, anything else, buddy?
You need to go to bed.
Yeah, I gotta go to bed. I'm gonna go to bed. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll tuck you in.
Oh, save me. Stranger danger.
This has been a Wall Street Bangers production.